Is Cynthia here? Excuse me. Good morning, everyone, or afternoon. It's almost afternoon. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce a few of our special guests. Brian Corley's not here yet, so he's en route. We do have Cynthia Armstrong, who's Pasco County School Board, with us today. David Longsbaugh, the Commissioner on Pasco County Housing Authority. I'd like to thank our lunch sponsors, Qualified Services and Total Title Solutions. If Qualified Services would like to come up and say a few words real quick.
Yeah, I'm a little short. Hi, everybody. I'm Sue with Qualified Services. We are a home inspection company here in Pasco County. And some of y'all know me and some of you do not. But we do cover Pasco, Hernando, Pinellas, Hillsborough, Citrus counties. And also a reminder, on October 28th, Ronnie and Scott with All Corners is going to be doing a presentation here in the morning. So thank you very much. Enjoy your lunch.
Thank you. Our other lunch sponsor is Total Title Solutions, and Paul Friedlander is here to, I can put it back up, is here to speak to you real quick. Mr. Paul.
Hey guys, thank you all so much for coming out today. It's actually really good to see people in person again. So glad everybody's been feeling well and being blessed. But I just wanted to, Total Title Solutions, we can close anywhere in the state of Florida, and we have attorneys on staff. So anything within the deal that needs some help with that, that's a plus. Plus all our mobile closings are concierge, so there's no charge for that. And I'm just going to leave you with a quick story, because I believe cultures, you know, nobody's going to come up here and tell you they give lousy customer service or they don't do mobile closings or anything like that. So when this first started back in March, we got an email from the owner of the company, who's all of 45 years old. And the email said, guys, everybody relax. When the market crashed in 07, 08, we had 2 offices. When the market came back, we had 30 offices. And then after giving that sort of woo-saw type of moment to everybody, at the end of that email, he gave everybody in the company a $500 net bonus to be able to help them get through the time. So like I said, I think it's nice I can talk about title insurance all day, but I think the culture of a company is very important. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. At this point, I'd like to bring up David Longsbaugh for our invocation and pledge.
Invocation first?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I mean, they're already eating.
Okay. Let us bow our head and pray. Dear wise and loving Father, first let us say thank you on behalf of all who are gathered here today. Thank you for your many and abundant blessings. Thank you for life itself, for the measure of health we need to fulfill our callings, for sustenance and for friendship. Thank you for the ability to be involved in useful work and for the honor of bearing appropriate responsibilities. Thank you for loving us from your boundless and gracious nature. It is in your most blesses we pray. Amen. Okay. Everybody could stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. At this time, I'd like to invite you to enjoy your lunch, and we will be back up for the rest of the program shortly. who's doing the committee report? Oh, the committee. So, did everybody enjoy that lunch? Thank you again to Total Title and Qualified Services for that. At this point, we'd like to do our committee reports. So we're going to start with Connie Luco, the Education Chair Committee. Education Committee Chair.
They always get me when I'm eating. I'm always first, and I'm shoving my face with food.
First, so I was locked in, and I'm like, well, that's who's going first.
You know, we should really do this prior to eating because now I probably have food in my teeth, but you guys are far enough away. We're okay with that anyhow. Education Committee, for those that don't know what we do, we educate you guys, new agents. I just want to throw a big thank you out to the committee this year. The committee has been amazing through this whole COVID disaster thing that's going on. They have still been working very hard to put education out there. We discussed at the beginning of the year, we had a full speed ahead, blown out thing the first meeting we had, and then the COVID hit, and we continued on though. The board has been open when a lot of boards haven't been, so I give kudos to everybody for that. Education, we decided to bring it back to the basics a little bit. We've seen seasoned agents, if you will. We've seen them come in. We have seen newer agents at every training. It's been amazing. We have a lot more on the schedule. We have done and set up about 7 trainings a month. So if your agents, if your brokers and your agents aren't in here reaping the benefits of the trainings, they need to be here. I think when Mike Dumas does his, Sand Peak fills the room, if you will. But Mike Gallo puts on, and I just want to say everybody that stepped up this year to do trainings, I applaud you for coming in and doing them. They have been the best that I have seen since I have been involved in this board. This board is amazing. That's all I'm going to say. See the flyers at the front, and you'll see what education we're doing continuing on throughout the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie. And to add to that, I've been a member of the Education Committee here for 10 years, and this year is one of the years I've been most honored to be part of that committee, since it's been a long time since the Education Committee has done what they've been doing this year, thanks to Connie Luco and everybody who volunteers their time and energy into putting on the presentations here at the board. So just wanted to add that. So at this point, I'd like to call up Cookie Miller for RPAC.
Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. Just a quick recap from our RPAC committee that I've had the privilege to chair this year. In the midst of everything going on, it was a little bit of a challenge, but we, for those of you who don't know what our goal was this year, we had a $27,000 goal to fill, and which we exceeded by $1,922. So that was good. And we had over a 45% participation rate. So, you know, we thank you guys for, you know, everybody hitting their money that they were contributing with their fees they were paying. We know it's not easy. We also did an auction, which turned out pretty well. We had some good items. And we have so far, we also do the elections. There are some of us that work the elections. And so far to date, we have $3,480 going towards RPAC from the election money, not counting November. So, yeah, that was pretty good. So with that being said, we wanted to thank our poll workers who donate their funds back to RPAC. Sammy and Mike Copeland, Darian Ward, Alice Taylor, Kel Kennard, Sue Johnson, Connie Luco, and myself and my husband, who says that I owe him big time every time. Anyway, and want to thank also our major contributors, Carol Kennard, Sammy Copeland, and myself. And thank you to everyone who made us successful this year. Thanks.
At this time, I'd like to bring up Jim Wallace for Civic Affairs.
Thank you, Mike. All right, so Civic Affairs, we're a community outreach group. I'm Jim Wallace, the chairperson for the Civic Affairs. I forgot to mention that. So we get to go out, look out to the community, see who we can help and how we can help them. And thanks to Mike and David and the board of directors from last year, we were able to have our budget increase to $10,000 to work with from $1,500. So thank you to everybody that helped accomplish that. And so I'll tell you what we've done with that so far over the last, well, since the beginning of the year. So far, we've given out $8,500. We gave $500 to the Wrap House, $1,000 to Marjorie's Hope. Sunrise of Pasco got $1,500. Catholic Charities got $2,000. St. Vincent de Paul got $1,000, and the Rope Center got $2,500. And so it was a long process. We brought everybody, we brought many charities in and interviewed them very in depth, asked a lot of questions. And of course, with COVID, all of their needs were far greater than they normally are. So everybody had needs, but we were able to select who we could do what with and how much. And the committee spent a lot of time. Actually, we met probably double what we normally meet over the last 3 months to accomplish this. So we were able to bring in all of these charities, disperse a nice big check, and help the community back. Our next event we're going to do, and hopefully maybe everybody here would like to join us, we're going to do flags at Meadow Lawn Cemetery. We do that yearly. And this year it's going to be November 6th. I think it's going to be usually about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We typically get about 40 local ROTC students from local high schools, and they can cover that whole cemetery in about an hour. Actually less, and it's amazing. But I don't know if we're going to have the kids be able to do it this year with everything going on with COVID. So we are looking for realtors, agents, our partnership people, anybody that would like to come help us walk around the cemetery, put flags out. Probably still only take about an hour or so, and it's a really nice thing to do, and it's pretty amazing to see when we leave the cemetery that is covered with flags and what we accomplished in that little time. After that, our next and final event for the year will be, we're going to do a tree for the Festival of Trees and try and raise some more money. So our committee's done a great job this year. I'm very thankful to be a part of it, and to everybody that's here that's helped, and to the board that's given us so much to work with. Thank you.
Without our community, we're nothing, right? Ashley, okay, so. Yeah, right now we're going to bring up Paul Friedlander, the Business Partner Committee Chair. Tell us about the fun events they have going on.
Thank you, guys. All right, I've got a whole list here. Thank you to my buddy, Miss Lindsay. Okay, this coming Wednesday, a week from today, please put it on your calendar. We're going to be having our Harvest Trade Show in the parking lot out there. And we will be having, and this is the show where we will, will receive, each realtor will receive a West Pasco board mask. Any realtor attendants who gets their passport stamped by all the vendors will be entered to win their 2021 board dues, $500 value. 30 giveaways, bring business cards for each one. You do not need to be present to win any of the prizes except the 50-50. Thursday, November 5th, 3 p.m., we're doing our Smart Sips. That's what we used to call our Smart Lunch. So we decided to give it a shot and see how 3 o'clock in the afternoon would work for people. That's usually about an hour and a half, so it'll be from 3 to 3:30. There'll be 4 business partners there talking to you about not their business, but what their business does. If I'm at that one, I'm not talking to you about Total Title Solutions. I'm talking to you about title. if the mortgage person's there is talking to you about mortgage, not about their company. So it's a really, really super informative event, and there'll be 4 different categories there. Wednesday, November 18th, 11:30 a.m. This is going out when, Lindsay? Tomorrow? Okay, so put this down. On November 18th, 11:30 a.m., Thanksgiving luncheon. It's going to be paid for by your business partners. We're going to take our money. There will be no charge to the realtors at all, but you have to register, and because of social distancing and guidelines, our normal 192 people is only going to be 60. So keep an eye out for that email if you'd like to join us on that day. We still will have the gift baskets, and we're working out a way to see if we can make that work for not just the 60 people that are here. Tuesday, December 8th at 5:30, we're having a Realtor Appreciation Party for y'all. And we're going to do that at the new Widow Fletcher's. And that'll be downstairs, which has an inside and outside. So we're going to have a holiday party for y'all. And please get online and register for all these events just so we know you're coming. And guys, we appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
We always want to thank our business partners for all they do. At this point, I'd like to introduce Greg Armstrong for Public Policy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Not only is the West Pasco Board of Realtors the largest trade association in Pasco County, but Florida Realtors is the largest trade association in the state of Florida, and your membership in NAR is part of the largest trade organization in the world. And let me tell you, you may not realize this, but the power that we have as working as a group is unbelievable. I can't tell you how many times our congressman has called and asked, where do the realtors stand on this? We have a say in what goes on in our world. And the same thing is true at the state Senate, state House, and especially our county commission. And that's all because of what Cookie did, what all of you did with RPAC, and what we're able to do because of that. We, this summer, had one of our members elected property appraiser. And we have one more member on the fall ballot. I believe it's just one on the November ballot. The most important thing that I want to tell you is to vote. We have all this power, but it doesn't really mean anything if we don't vote. And right now, Mr. Corley will tell you about 20% of the ballots are already in, but we got a long ways to go. He's hoping for a 90% turnout, which would be phenomenal. And we want our voices to be heard as a group, and I want everybody in this organization's voice to be heard individually. So let's get out and vote in November, have our voices heard. One last thing about the election. Our ability at the election to help clean up the community is simply this. All realtors use the little wires for open house signs. Well, let me tell you, November the 4th, it's over with. So that evening or the next morning, go to a corner where there's 15, 20, seems like gazillion signs. Take the signs, dispose of them properly, and take the wires home. Put them on a shelf. You won't have to buy wires for a year or two. But we'll also, if every realtor does that the day after the election, we clean up our own community. So let's all do that, because we want the election to happen, but by golly, we want it over with. So let's do our part to clean up our community. Thank you.
I'd like to acknowledge Jessica Schmidt, who is our committee chair for professional standards. And do you have an update for us, or not really? They didn't really have a lot to do this year with COVID, but I just wanted to acknowledge that Jessica is here. Our YPN chair, Ashley Barrett, unfortunately was unable to attend, but she sends her best. And in keeping with that theme, our guest speaker, Brian Corley, unexpectedly got delayed and will not be in attendance today. You know, it is early voting and mail-in ballots, and people are dropping ballots off at the office, so there's a lot going on, but we thank Brian for his intention to come. with that, I'd like to thank Qualified Services and, oh, I'm sorry, the nomination committee. Mr. David Longspaw for nomination committee. I forgot about that.
Okay. So the West Pasco Board of Realtors Nominating Committee has nominated the following realtors who will appear on the ballot for the election of the 2021 Board of Directors. So for the 2021 slate, we have the President, Scott Barrett from Florida Luxury Realty. The office of the President shall be filled by the President-elect previously elected without further nomination or election. Our President-elect will be Mike Bundy from Sinista Realty. The Secretary will be Alice Taylor from Taylor Real Estate. A one-year director term to Carol Kennard of Hold Thisson Realty. A three-year director term to Mike Dumas of Sand Peak Realty. A three-year director term to William LeBlance from Salewinds Realty. And then another three-year director term to Jessica Schmidt of Florida Luxury Realty. Additional candidates for the office can be placed for nomination from the floor at this general membership meeting. So as long as they meet the requirements per the bylaws. All nominations made at this meeting shall be final. A link for the ballot will be posted on the board's weekly update and our website after the meeting. You will have until midnight on November 17th to cast your vote. Everyone that votes will be entered into a drawing for a $50 gift card. And I skipped our treasurer, Connie Luco of Remax Sunset Realty, and I apologize for that. So, now, are there any nominations from the floor? Do we have any nominations from the floor? Okay, as I see no nominations from the floor, I close out the 2021 slate for directors, as was stated earlier. So thank you, everyone.
So with that, I'd like to thank Paul Friedlander from Total Title Solutions and Qualified Services. I believe is there a raffle or something? David took the sheet, so now I have no idea what's going on. I didn't follow it through half the meeting anyway, so, you know.
I'm going to be
Standing on my
tiptoes, yes. I'm going to draw a name, and once I do, just let me know who you are, wave, and then you're going to let me know what kind of gift card you would like, and then I will go out and get the gift card that you prefer. Jim Wallace.
Let's see. Carol Kennard. Hey, Miss Carol, I'm not as nice as Sue. I've got you Dunkin' Donuts $25 gift card. Thank you guys for letting us be here today.
Thank you again to our sponsors. Thank you everyone who came. Thank you everyone who tuned in on YouTube and Facebook Live to watch our meeting and participate. We hope to see everybody that's online in the building again real soon. We have nothing left on the agenda for today, so with that, thank you everyone and have a great day.